what's going on. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. In 2 days, we are going to win the great state of Michigan, and we are going to win back the White House. We will stop the jobs from leaving your state. We're going to stop the jobs from going to Mexico and China and all over the world. We will make Michigan into the manufacturing hub of the world once again, and no politician will do that. They don't have a clue. I've been fighting for the car industry for years. I was honored 5 years ago, Man of the Year in Michigan. That was a great honor for me. And during my speech, all I talked about is what Mexico and these other countries are doing to us, and especially what they're doing to Michigan. That's all I talked about. And I was criticized. They said, Donald, speak about something else. I said, no, what's happening is horrible. What's happening is terrible. One of the main reasons I ran for president is to stop it. And these politicians will never do it. They'll never do anything about it. I want to share. They'll never do it, folks. We're going to bring our jobs back, and no more are going to be leaving. There are going to be consequences if they leave. I want to share a special message with my many friends in the unions all across the state. And the unions love me, and the non-unions love me too, I will tell you. As well as to Democratic voters here and across our country. The economic policies of Bill and Hillary Clinton have bled Michigan dry, almost more than any other place. They rake in hundreds of millions of dollars from special interests who specialize in shipping your jobs to other countries. The Clintons gave us NAFTA. Think of it. The worst trade deal ever signed by any country ever. China's entry into the World Trade Organization. The job-killing deal with South Korea, another beauty that was a disaster. And Hillary now wants the Trans-Pacific Partnership. She calls it the gold standard. Hillary Clinton's policies have devastated your automobile industry, all to the benefit of special interests. We will put a stop to all of that on November 8th. Get out and vote, Michigan. You know, I don't know if you've been seeing what's happening over the last week or so, but they are going wild. The very dishonest media, the world's most dishonest people. Today I was watching They're bad people. They're bad people and they're dishonest people. They don't tell the truth. They don't write the truth. But I will say this, so I was watching the polls. We're leading in Ohio. We're leading in Iowa. We're leading in New Hampshire, just out. We're leading, I believe, in North Carolina. I think we're going to win it. I think we're doing very, very well in the great state of Pennsylvania. Watch what happens there. Watch what happens there. We're leading in Florida. We're leading a lot of polls, and they're getting a little concerned. This wasn't the way it was supposed to be. But then I said, you know, I'm hearing good things about Michigan. Now, I've been here numerous times. And then a poll came out today. And it showed we were even in Michigan. That's not so great being even, right? But we're even. And I said, how could I not lose? I mean, how is it possible? I got to win Michigan. I'm the one person, in all fairness. Now, you know, they're worried because now Hillary's going to come out tomorrow. And she's going to come out again. I told her, you know what? I told her via television, stop, you're wasting your time. The people are too smart. Too smart. They're too smart. But she just announced an extra visit to Michigan. You know how many people she'll have? Like half of the front row. Because without Jay-Z and Beyonce and all of these people. And by the way, my language is much, much cleaner, as you know, than Jay-Z and Beyonce. Boy. Did you hear what, I mean, honestly, did you hear that the other night? And so many people were insulted, they left. Because she can't draw a crowd. So she gets stars. But they were so insulted. You know, they're political people. They went in to hear a political something, and they hear the worst words, the worst language ever. So they mostly left. By the time Hillary was left to speak, there was practically nobody there. But that's okay. That's okay. See, and we do this, all of these thousands. And by the way, there are thousands and thousands of people outside trying to get in. Thousands. You've got thousands. The cars are lined up 3 miles down the road. It's crazy. And you know the beauty of this crowd? It's without a guitar. There's no guitar. There's no pianos. You know what it is? It's making America great again. That's what the important thing is. That's what it is. Because the other stuff, frankly, is demeaning to what we all represent. It's demeaning. Real change begins immediately by repealing and replacing Obamacare. It's just been announced that the residents of Michigan are going to experience a massive double-digit premium hike. And I know what the number is. I'm not going to tell you because you're having a good time. I don't want to ruin your evening. It's not good. But it's not going to matter. Because if you go out and if you vote for us, not for me, you're going to vote for us. We're going to terminate Obamacare, so you're not going to have to worry about one of them. In the great state of Arizona that I just left, premiums are going up more than 116%. You're going to have the same stuff. Premiums are surging, companies are leaving, insurers are fleeing, doctors are quitting, and deductibles are going through the roof. Yet Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive than it already is. It's unaffordable. I'm asking for your vote so we can repeal and replace Obamacare and save health care for every family in Michigan and our country. Real change also means restoring honesty to government. Let's start by getting rid of Clinton. Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt person ever to seek the office of the presidency of the United States. The investigations into her crimes will go on for a long, long time. The rank-and-file special agents at the FBI won't let her get away with her terrible crimes, including the deletion of 33,000 emails after receiving a congressional subpoena. They forget about all of this. Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system. It's a totally rigged system. I've been saying it for a long time. You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days. You can't do it, folks. Hillary Clinton is guilty. She knows it. The FBI knows it. The people know it. And now it's up to the American people to deliver justice at the ballot box on November 8th. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what she gets away with. You know, you have General Cartwright, James Cartwright, a great general, highly respected, 4 stars last week for doing practically nothing. He's going to get up to 5 years in jail. This is a sitting 4-star general, James Cartwright. he could get as much as 5 years for doing nothing by comparison. General Petraeus, his life was destroyed for doing nothing by comparison. It is a rigged system. And be careful with the voting. Be careful with everything. You watch everything, folks, because we're going to win. We don't want it taken away from us. We don't want it taken away. We don't want it taken away. Just watch Obama's statements from 8 years ago and what he said about Chicago and the rigged system in Chicago. Take a look at what he said about the rigged system in Chicago. The same system that's protecting Hillary Clinton is the rigged system that's stolen your jobs and shipped our wealth, all of us, our wealth, overseas and to Mexico. It's a one-way highway into these countries. Nothing comes back. We get drugs, we get unemployment, we get poverty. They get jobs, they get everything. One way, it's one way. It's going to be a two-way highway. Maybe it's going to be a one-way for a little while. We got to make up. It'll be one way back into our country. Nobody wants to report this. The press doesn't want to report it. Just like the press will not show this incredible crowd. The press won't show this crowd. I just left Minnesota. We had a crowd that was unbelievable. I saw one of the reporters saying it was unbelievable. It was this size. They're all, you don't even know. I mean, look at the size. Look at the people. Man, this is unbelievable. But you have to say, it's even more impressive when you can double it up standing outside. That's even more impressive. But we just had a big crowd, and I see one of the reporters saying, we're here in Minnesota, and Donald Trump is speaking before a crowd of people. Give me a break. We have the biggest crowds, and it's the greatest movement ever in the history of our country. We now have to go out, and we have to vote. Hillary Clinton is so dishonest, she cheated on the debates by using stolen questions. You heard about that. And you know what? The crooked media never even writes about it. Can you imagine? Okay. I love debating her. By the way, who won the debates? Did we win the debates? You know, people are talking about the Big Friday, but the truth is, since the last debate, that's when our poll numbers started to shoot up. Because we were about even after the debate. That's when we went like that. And I will say this, look, we have to be smart, we have to be sharp, we have to be cunning. They're taking our wealth, they're stealing our jobs, they're stealing our wealth. My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption and take our country back from the special interests. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear the words we all have to say when we win on November 8th. We are going to drain the swamp. Great. We're going to drain the swamp, all right. You know, the best way we're going to beat them, though, you got to go ballot box, we're going to beat them. At the core of my contract is my plan to bring back our jobs. Michigan has lost more than 1 in 4 of its manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. Think of it. A deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported by Hillary. America. Thank you. Such spirit. Such incredible spirit. Look at that young people. Come on down here. Come. Get them down. Come down here. Get down here. Look at these young kids. Look at these beautiful kids. Look at these kids. Hey, get them up here. Come on. Come on, bring her up here. Let's go. Come here. Come here, kids. Look at these kids. Boy, oh boy. The greatest. Thank you, kids. Thank you. You see, they understand even better than the adults. They know what's going to happen. We're going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. Thank you, kids. Thank you. Go enjoy it, okay? That's what we're fighting for, folks. That's what we're fighting for. Beautiful. Congratulations to those parents. Congratulations to your parents. That's what it's all about. America has lost 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization. Another Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. We are living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. There's never been anything like what we're living through. Our jobs are taken just like nothing because our politicians are stupid people. They don't know what to do. It's so simple. Delphi laid off 3,627 workers and moved their jobs to Mexico and other countries. FTE Automotive laid off 166 workers in Auburn Hills, nice place, and moved their jobs to Mexico. Chrysler laid off 5,300 workers and moved their jobs to Mexico, China, and other countries. Ford laid off 2,155 workers and moved their jobs to many countries, in particular Mexico. Ford built a massive factory in Mexico 2 years ago, cost $2 billion. And I've strongly been criticizing. Have I been criticizing that? That was my main point. For 2.5 years, I've been criticizing it. Now Ford is moving all of its small car production, 100% to Mexico. Everyone wants to move to Mexico and other countries because we have politicians that have no clue as to what to do. And it's so simple. It's so simple. It's not going to happen if I'm president, believe me. And when Hillary comes, and when Hillary walks onto the stage and talks to you for about 8 minutes, because that's what she's got left, you need a lot of energy to beat these folks. And you need a lot of, you know what? It used to be the cars were made in Flint, and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now the cars are made in Mexico, and you can't drink the water in Flint. We will turn it all around. A Trump administration will stop the jobs from leaving America, and we will stop the jobs from leaving Michigan. We're going to be opening up new jobs, lots of new jobs, and jobs are going to be coming back. As an example, if Ford or another company wants to fire their workers in Michigan and move to another country like Mexico and ship their products back into the United States across what will soon be a very, very strong and powerful border, We will build the Great Wall. We will build the Great Wall. We will. We will. So if they want to, I love you too. That sounds like a rough cookie. He's not my type, but I love him. Thank you very much. We will give them a little call, and we'll call, and I want to do it myself. You know, they'll say, but it isn't presidential. You're not supposed to be calling the head of the automobile company to say you can't move. And tell them if they want to move their factory, if they want to move their plants, they will have to pay a 35% tax to get their cars coming back into the United States. And you know what's going to happen, right? They're not going to move. It's very simple. The politicians could have said this a long time ago. I told them a long time ago. They could have said it. Hillary will never say it because she's taken care of by all these donors and special interests. They don't want that to happen. There will be consequences when they think they're going to fire all their employees in Michigan or Ohio or so many other places. I'm going in a little while. I'm going to Pittsburgh tonight. Then I'm going to Virginia tonight. We have to do it. We have to make sure we get over the finish line. We're winners. We have to win. We know how to win. We have to win. They're never going to move. They're never going to move. And if they do move, that's okay, too. We're going to make a lot of money as a country. They'll be paying a lot of tax to come back into our country. They're not going to fire our people and take our jobs anymore. A Trump administration will renegotiate NAFTA, and if we don't get the deal we want, we will terminate NAFTA and get a much better deal for our workers and our companies. We will also immediately stop the job-killing Trans-Pacific Partnership. Hillary Clinton wants to pass TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, which will destroy the remaining parts of the auto industry, just like she pushed through the Korean deal. You remember that? She said it was going to be wonderful. But that destroyed many of your jobs, especially having to do with automotive. As part of our plan to bring back jobs, we are going to lower taxes on American business from 35% to 15%. We will massively cut taxes for the middle class, and Hillary is going to raise your taxes. You know that. She's going to raise your taxes. We will unleash American energy, including shale, oil, natural gas, and clean coal. And we will rebuild our inner cities. We're going to rebuild, and we can do it. And by the way, the African American community, the Hispanic community, oh, I love that sign. Blacks for Trump. I love that. Thank you. It's very cool. The African American community, the Hispanic community, living in the inner cities. The inner cities have been run for up to 100 years by the Democrats. And all they want is every 4 years they come in and they say, we want your vote, we want your vote. After they get your vote, they say, see you in 4 years. They do nothing. Crime is rampant. You can't walk to the store without getting shot. Crime is rampant. Education is the worst there is practically anywhere. You know that. And there are no jobs. So you have no jobs, you have bad education, and you have rampant crime. And I say to the African American community, to the Hispanic community, vote for me. What the hell do you have to lose? I'm going to fix it. I am going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We'll bring back our jobs. We'll have safety. We'll have education. We'll have security, and we'll have hope. We will become a rich nation once again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary Clinton wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees pouring into our country, and virtually unlimited immigration from the most dangerous regions of the world. Her plan will import generations of terrorism, extremism, and radicalism into your schools and throughout your communities. When I'm elected president, he just said, "It's already that way, Mr. Trump." He's going, "It's already that way, Mr. Trump." Thank you. I just didn't want to say it. I want to be politically correct. We will suspend the Syrian refugee program, and we will keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. "100%. Here in Michigan, you've seen firsthand the problems caused with the refugee program. We're reading about it all the time in Michigan. With large numbers of poorly vetted refugees coming into your state without your knowledge, without your support, and without your approval. It puts your security at risk, and it puts enormous pressure on your schools and your community resources. A Trump administration will not admit any refugees without the support of the local community where they are being placed, okay? Where they are being placed. It's unfair to Michigan. Is having a terrible problem, but what they're doing to your state is disgraceful. Also secure and defend the borders of the United States. And yes, we will build that Great Wall, and Mexico will pay for that Great Wall. Hillary Clinton supports You are amazing people. Amazing people. Hillary Clinton supports totally open borders. There goes your country. And strongly supports sanctuary cities like San Francisco, where Kate Steinle was murdered by an illegal immigrant, deported at least 5 times. Thousands of Americans would be alive today if it were not for the open border policies of Obama and Clinton. Just days ago, a young single mother of 5 children was strangled to death in Kent County. Her name was Carla. The man who was reportedly admitted, he was an admitted murderer, twice deported. And everybody was begging. They say, please, please incarcerate him, deport him. Don't let this happen. Don't let this happen. And Carla is no longer with us. Carla is no longer with us. He's been using a false name. He had a long felony record in Texas, and he wasn't deported. Everybody knew he had to be deported, and he wasn't, because the Obama administration had no mechanism to do it. A Trump administration will end this nightmare of violence. We will stop illegal immigration, deport all criminal aliens, and dismantle every last criminal gang and cartel threatening our citizens. Folks, go to Remembrance Project. You'll see some incredible people. You'll see what's going on. So many people, thousands and thousands of people. We will also repeal the Obama-Clinton defense sequester and rebuild our badly depleted military. I'm honored to have the endorsement of more than 200 top admirals and generals and 22 Medal of Honor recipients. Hillary and our failed establishment have spent $6 trillion on wars in the Middle East that we never win. You ever know? We never win. We just keep fighting. We just keep fighting. We're going into Mosul. They'd say 4 months. 4 months. We are going in 4 months into Mosul because we want to capture the leaders of ISIS who are staying in Mosul. Well, the problem is, as soon as they say that, those leaders are gone. Oh, it's terrible. I'll tell you what. Obama should spend no time fighting for the election of Hillary. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's campaigning for Hillary Clinton. He ought to be back in the office working on jobs, working on defeating ISIS, working on our borders, working on building up our military. This guy, all he wants to do is campaign. And you know why? You know why? Because she can't campaign for herself, let's face it. She has no talent. She's got no ability. She's got bad instincts, according to Podesta. How about the WikiLeaks? Hillary has bad instincts. Hillary has bad instincts, right? And how about Bernie Sanders? He says she has bad judgment. So bad instincts, bad judgment. She's going to be your president? I don't think so. Just look at how she's botched up her emails. Okay? Now, multiply that out toward running our country. I don't think that's the way we want to be. 4 more years of Obama, we don't want. They've dragged us into foreign wars that have made us less safe, shipped our jobs and wealth to other countries, and left our borders at home wide open. You ever notice? We fight so hard for other people's borders, countries that you've never heard of. We're fighting for their borders, but we don't fight for our own borders, right? That will all change on November 8th. You got to get out and vote. They say the greatest movement in the history of our country. It is. The greatest movement in the history of our country. But it all would end if you don't get out. And if you do get out, they have not got even a little chance to win. They have no chance to win. Even the pundits, many of whom aren't exactly in love with Donald Trump, say it's the single greatest movement in the history of our country. It is. Never been anything like this. There's never been anything like this. We got more votes in the Republican primary than anybody else in the history of the Republican Party. One by one by one. We have great support. Ben Carson and so many other people. Mike Huckabee. So many people. So much great support. And we're going to go on Tuesday, and we're going to win like they've never seen. This is going to be Brexit plus. Brexit plus. They don't know what's going to come. They don't know what's going to be coming their way. You know, in Florida, the lines are so long, they've never seen lines like this. They've never seen lines like this. The lines are so long. They don't know what's coming. Actually, they do know what's coming, and they're not happy about it. A Trump administration will never, ever put the interests of a foreign country before the interests of our country. From now on, it's going to be America first. To all Americans, I say, it's time for change. It's time for leadership. And just in closing, I want you to think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days of a Trump administration. We are going to have the largest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. She's going to raise your taxes. Hillary is going to raise your taxes. We will save and protect your Social Security and Medicare, She will reduce and cut up your Social Security and Medicare benefits. We will eliminate unnecessary job-killing regulations. Thank you. We are going to cancel every illegal Obama executive order. We will protect religious liberty. Rebuild our depleted military and take care of our great, great veterans. We will provide school choice and put an end to Common Core. We're bringing our education level. Support the great men and women of law enforcement. Save our Second Amendment. And appoint justices to the United States Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. It is time to cut our ties with the failed politicians of the past. You see what's happened in Michigan. You see what's happened all over the country. You look at what's going on in Pennsylvania. You look at what's going on in upstate New York. You look at what took place in New England. No matter where you go, it's a disaster. Hillary Clinton is the candidate of yesterday. We are the movement. We, not me, we. We are the movement of the future. We are fighting for every parent who lost their child to drugs and crime and gang violence. We are fighting for every community whose jobs and dreams have been ripped out and shipped to other countries. We are fighting for every American who believes government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. We are fighting to unlock the potential of every community and every family who hope and pray and yearn for a better future. I'm asking you to dream big. We used to dream big in this country. Dream big. Because with your vote, we're just think of this, 2 days. 2 days. 2 days. Think of that. This began on June 16th of last year. Who would have known this was going to happen? We knew. One of the reporters asked me the other day, did you ever think this was going to happen? I said, I guess so, otherwise I wouldn't have done it, right? We are just 2 days away from the change you've been waiting for your entire life. Because together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong and powerful again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you, everybody. God bless you. Go out and vote, Michigan. We're bringing the cars back. So long, everybody.